Hey, what's going on? We're taking the red hat back. We're taking it back. I only got two red hats. Neither of them say a politician's name, I'll tell you that much. I don't think I have any. I've never wore a hat that said a politician's name. Woo! What kind of sucker you gotta be to do that? Just don't do that, folks. Life tip. Life tip. Don't wear political candidate clothing. Don't do it. Just don't do it. It's out of style. Yeah, I don't think after Labor Day you're supposed to do that. Welcome, I'm Rob. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live show. I'm live. Are you live? 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 Where are you from? What are you doing? How did you get here? How did you find me? That's what I want to know. Man, we just got some of the worst people on earth running things. And they're all meeting in Davos. Free Luigi? I don't know. Free Luigi? They're all at Davos right now. Please, God, if you're going to send an asteroid, now is the time. Amen. Anyway, sorry, just a short little prayer, praying for an asteroid to hit. Let me just throw out some names. Davos, Switzerland. All right, well, that's what came to me. Source gave it to me. You're welcome. All right. There is just, it's like the worst news every day. Just when you thought yesterday's news was bad, okay? Just when you thought yesterday's news was bad. Today, they go and outdo themselves. And we're going to get into it. And I'm going to play some audio for you. You know who I like? I actually interviewed with him for a job when he was doing his XM radio show. I don't know if you know the comic Dan Soder. He was in, what was it called? The Bonfire? Their XM show, Jay and Okerson. And Dan Soder was on the Bonfire. And I had an interview with, you have to interview with like Comedy Central first. Because it was actually Comedy Central entity. So you interview Comedy Central, they're like, all right, this dude's legit, he's qualified, let's get him through. And then you do like a Zoom with the show. And I like Dan, and I knew Jay. I knew Jay already because I worked in radio for a long time. So I would already book Jay. So that was actually how I kind of got the in to do this interview. So I knew Jay, but I got to meet Dan for the first time on the Zoom interview. And man, both them dudes are real cool cats. I like both of them. Their show was a little, how do you say, 18-year-old incel for me. You know, like, I don't know. After the age of 30, if there's men just obsessed with vaginas, you know, you're kind of like, you're not in a serious relationship. Have you never been on a date before? You know, I get it at 18. Well, I don't get it at 18, but you know, if you're hounding something, it's just like manifestation, folks. That's it. You know, you said it and forget it. Remember the Ron Popeil manifestation minute? Oh shit, no, I think he did infomercials. I'm just playing with you. But you guys remember Ron Popeil? He did infomercials. He'd be like, you said it. And the crowd would be like, and forget it. And people were like, oh shit, you could just leave stuff in the oven. You could do that anyways, Ron. I would set shit in the oven and forget it all the time. It didn't come out good, but I set it and forget it. Anyways, we're getting off topic. Is Ron Popeil dead? I don't even know if he's... Hey, what's up, Lady Wiser? Is Ron Popeil... I don't know. I hope not. I'd like to get one more set it and forget it before we let him shuffle loose this mortal coil. By the way, welcome to the show. I'm Rob. We're taking the red hat back. Don't let them traitorous red hats discourage you from wearing your one good red hat like I have mine on right now. Okay, what were we talking about? Let me rewind. Ron Popeil, set it, forget it. Lost track. Anyways, no shroons today. We got another maggot. We'll give you a 30-minute timeout. Lady Wiser, double tap that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Please do. I'm here every single weekday. We comment on the news. Sometimes I just ramble, you know. Maybe we should have a deaf poetry slam hour. I don't know. I'll have guests on. You guys can read poetry. I love that shit. I grew up in the 90s where like coffee shops weren't corporate corporate exploitation of your community marts, you know. Basically coffee shops nowadays, especially the corporate one, is just fast food for adults. It's McDonald's for adults. You know, they think they're fancy because they go in there. It's just McDonald's. That's it. Um, What's up, Dan Fries? Oh, that's what I was talking about. Interviewing with Dan Soder. I'm back on track, folks. Welcome to the show. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Sometimes my ADD gets the best of me. You know what I mean? And I need your help to remember where we were. So, I interviewed for the Jay Okerson's Bonfire through Comedy Central, and Jay and Dan liked me. They offered me the job, and then I had to go through the final round of negotiation. This is why a union is so important, because when you try to negotiate with Comedy Central by yourself, they laugh at you. They're like, "Oh, that's adorable. We'll just pick somebody else." Shoe fly. And that's what happened. You know, I was like, I can't do it for that money. You're fucking nuts. You want me to work at 30 Rock for I forget what it was. It was pennies. You know what I mean? I was like, you're $1 billion corporation and you want me to work in downtown Manhattan for not enough money to even use the fucking pay potties? You know, like, come on, man. Come on, man. So I didn't take that job. Do I regret that? Yeah, but I don't know if I regret it, because that would have been a miserable experience working at 30 Rock on a fun show with fun dudes, and the networking and the connections probably would have been worth the lack of pay. But I don't know, man. You know, it ain't show friends, it's show business. Pay me that money, Comedy Central. Damn. Anyways, the reason I brought up Dan Soder is, if you didn't hear him, he's kind of a hero in the underground comedy scene because he's not scared to call out Joe Rogan. I think he was even doing it before Mark Maron was. And Dan Soder has no problem, you know, taking jabs at what's that other nerd? Theo Vaughn, that backwoods hick. He is such a fucking dummy. I don't know how he became a comedian. It's like Larry the Cable Guy was not a character in real life and unfunny, you know? Because I don't get Theo Vaughn. He's too stupid for me. You know, like, I like comedy like George Carlin. Do you know? I was listening to George Carlin on the ride home today. George Carlin is thought-provoking. Theo Vaughn is the opposite. He's probably sucking your thoughts out of your brain because you're getting dumber watching him, you know? And then watching Theo Vaughn go into the realm of politics is the most brutal thing, because politicians lie. So if you don't research or do anything, like any kind of reading before, they'll lie to you, and you'll do a Theo Vaughn. You'll be like, okay, man, that sounds good. You know, it's like, God damn it, we already have one Matthew McConaughey. I don't think this timeline can handle two stupid morons. And Matthew McConaughey really is a stupid moron, you know, but he thinks he's smarter than he is, you know. Go see my Tony Robbins video. Yeah. Anyways, you're speaking the truth. Thank you. And hey, what's up? Chief and Dusty are here. Holy Shinto. Hold on, everybody. I gotta take one moment to say what's up to some family members. By the way, you could join the family, the Vanguard, the coalition, the revolution, the whatever you want to call this, the resistance, the je ne sais quoi anti-fascists. You could join. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button. That turns into the bell. Or did YouTube change it? I don't know. I hate that they keep changing it. It's like, man, we're getting too old for this shit. Keep it simple, YouTube. But you hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, and every day I go live, and whatever. Are you at work right now? Where are you? I don't know what you're doing. Tell me. Come on, give me a little info. Just don't share, you know, personal information. Your parents left you as a child, huh? Kansas, Nebraska. What a stupid fucking name, number one. Hate both those states. In fact, my cousin went out there. I don't know if you ever heard of John Brown. He went out there and put some of your slave catchers in check. I heard, if you know anything about Osawatomie Brown, that's my blood. So my family already had to conquer your stupid ass. Shut up, Whitey. No, they didn't leave me. They both died when I was young. Close though, close. Close. Both my parents were dead at a very young age. So close, close. Theo is a bootlicker. All right, so I said hi to Dusty. I said what's up to Chief. Chief, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Dusty, amazing to see you again. And you could join us all the time. We got a good family here, man. If you're into like humans, what I mean by that is like, you know, you want people to have health care and not one fucking illegal immigrant named Elon Musk to be a trillionaire. If that's your vibe, welcome. You're home. Because we're going to keep pushing for healthcare. We're going to keep pushing to tax these billionaires into extinction because they can't be responsible with their money, number one. And if you don't believe me, some of the news today is, again, appalling and shocking. Look at this dumb bitch. She was Obama's lawyer or something. Kathy Rumler. Kathy, old Kathy. She's friends with Epstein too. All of them are. This is what I mean, folks, just so you know, I'm not a Democrat. Never been a registered Democrat. Never. Not once in my life. Proudly. God, I'm so proud of my 15-year-old self when I went to get my learner's permit. And it's the first time you could register yourself or whatever. And I was like, Green Party, fuck that establishment. Or what was I, 16? I don't know. It was fucking decades ago. But no, I've never been a Democrat. Even though Joe Biden and Obama are not in the Epstein files. You think I like Bill Clinton? Go listen to a Tupac song. Dear Mr. President. You'll see my feelings on Bill Clinton. By the way, Donald Trump was very close friends with the Clintons. He has audio of him saying, oh, I love the Clintons. I'm good friends with them. Known them for a long time. Why do you think you don't want the Epstein files to come out? But it turns out this bitch, Kathy, who is a Goldman Sachs executive, is in the Epstein files too. Who isn't at this point? Who isn't that's in the government or the revolving door known as the financial sector, aka Wall Street, aka BlackRock, aka Goldman Sachs, aka everybody that's robbing the working class right now? Who amongst them? Who amongst them is not in these Epstein files? Release the files. Release the files. December 19th, this not administration, this regime is in violation of the law. So if you're MAGA, we're taking the red hat back, okay? All those drug war veterans of the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, of the drug war that was a facade to just criminalize minorities and the vulnerable and the marginalized people, a lot more victims, and I was one of them. So, and everybody else who served in the drug war on the winning side, on the winning side, by the way, you gotta recognize that. That's another war. Not only did America lose Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, probably Greenland, definitely Venezuela. They're losing that one, man. But they also lost the drug war. Another war. That was a silent war. That was a silent war. And a domestic civil war. Actually, it was a civil war, the drug war was. And they lost that. So for all of us on the winning side, I salute you. Thank you for your service in the drug war. Okay. Bob and Larry both think they'll be billionaires. Maybe they're just like shining boots. That's it. Bob, Larry, you guys boot shiners? What, you got a vestibule at the train station? And you're like, come get your boot shined. People are like, where's your shine box, Bob? He's like, what's shine box? Because he licks their boots. Do you get it? Do you get it? Bootlickers in the chat. Dusty, feel free to get rid of them whenever you'd like. Or you, Chief. All right. All right. Oh, I'm insulting people who really served in a war, Levi? Shut up. You know who did? Donald Trump insulted every fucking veteran in the world. Not only with his bone spurs that only lasted Vietnam, but he called McCain not a hero. Not a hero. I don't want to hear you pearl. If there's any guy that's going to pearl clutch in here and go, oh my God, he's insulting the real warriors. Shut the fuck up and go to Tim Pool or Jessica Waters or Sean Hannity. They'll placate you and they'll totally build you up and go, I can't believe that happened to you, sir. How are your emotions from that man's words? Did that man's words offend you? Do you need a safe space, sir? Like, shut the fuck up. We're not doing pearl clutching here, okay? We don't do that here. I'm sorry. Go to your MAGA channels. Peace. All right. We got news to get to. I know, Brave Cave. They get very triggered. They get very, very triggered. These MAGAs, they're the most insane people. Because at the same time, you got to understand this. This is what MAGA thinks they are. And this, I'm talking about Joe Rogan, too. Joe Rogan's the leader of the fucking propaganda, the podcast propaganda network for this regime. But Joe Rogan and these maggots, M-A-G-A-T-S, they want to pretend. That's why Joe Rogan literally sells alpha pills. They're called alpha. He couldn't even use his creative comedy assassin brain. Oh God, he has he has negative creativity. You know what I mean? You ever seen someone who you're like, God damn, they're a square, and I don't even use that word. That's Joe Rogan. He's got zero riz, if the kids even still say that. But I'm gonna play Dan Soder for you in a minute. Speaking of comics, but MAGA is such a paradox within themselves because A, they think they're these alpha boy tough guys, you know? They have to be. And they got their Donald Trump's head on Rambo's body, the gender-affirming Photoshop. And they think they're wicked tough. You know what I mean? They're just the toughest ever. But then you say some shit like, hey, shout out, thanks for your service, all my drug war veterans who fucking won the drug war. We won that. You should be proud of us Americans who won the drug war. We beat the U.S. empire in the drug war. And you say something like that, and some guy's like, you're insulting people. I can't believe this. He probably pooped his depends, that guy. Oh my God, what was his name? Levi. You're going to need a new pair of Levi's, Levi. Holy crap. It's just so funny because, you know, for the people, remember, I want to tell you who maggots are. The Donald Trump cult, those are the people that would say, fuck your feelings, but they couldn't say fuck because they're, again, babies. So they would go, F your feelings. Let's go, Brandon. You know, like, real, there's no such fucking thing as alphas. I'm sorry. It's Joe Rogan made it up to sell you pills. I hate to be the one to break this to you. He lied to you. There's no alpha wolf. You think Donald Trump's an alpha wolf? He's an alpha Big Mac, okay? That's all he is. But Joe Rogan lied to you. So these stupid fucking boys with their fast food money and their parents' allowance would pay for alpha pills that are just ground up fucking shiitake mushrooms probably, you know? And they're like, oh, I feel bigger right now. It's like, shut your mouth, dude. Nobody eats alpha pill. Take your goddamn Flintstones vitamins, kids. Anyways, so the paradox of maggots, M-A-G-A-T-S, we're taking the red hat back, hit subscribe at the notification bell, is that they want to be the toughest people in the world, but when they open their mouth or type into my chat, they're usually pearl clutching, which means they're horrified at some word I said. And I thought the F your feelings crowd, the ones that didn't like PC, the ones that wanted to legalize comedy, wouldn't get so fucking sandy vagina'd about somebody making jokes and being entertaining. You guys are the fucking most fragile group of people I've ever interacted with. Sorry, I just had to point that out. I'm talking to you, Joe Rogan, too. You don't get to skip out of this. We know you're about to change your tune. Joe Rogan, just get ready for the greatest bailout ever. Joe Rogan's going to be like Tim Pool when Tim Pool said, I was a victim of Russia for taking millions of their dollars. Remember when he said that? Oh my God, I got to get that clip. I'm going to play that clip for you guys. But Joe Rogan's going to do a big flip-flop. We're going to call him Mr. Flop because he's going to go, this isn't what I voted. This is none of this stuff. Just ready. He's amping you. He's priming you. All you little insult boys, he's doing this on your throat so you could deep throat oh, this isn't for me. And it's like, too late, pal. Too fucking late. You're deep in the Palantir cave. All right, let's listen to Dan Soder, a real comic, okay? A real comic. He's an alpha comic. It's still so funny to me that there are grown men that use the word alpha like it means something. Oh, shit. Listen, here's some more life advice. If you use the word alpha and then you get upset at somebody on a live stream making jokes, you ain't an alpha. I should do a Jeff Foxworthy bit. You might not be an alpha if you're getting triggered in the comments of how does Jeff Foxworthy talk? I can't talk like some backwoods Tennessee person. I'm sorry. Let's listen to Dan Soder.
What George Carlin be thinking, seeing how many comedians like.
By the way, George Carlin, the greatest of all time. I was listening to him on the ride home, and I just thought, how far has comedy fallen that, like, you know, Joe Rogan's considered funny.
Imagine what George Carlin would be thinking, seeing how many comedians like pushed for Trump. Like, it's insane.
Theo being like, I mean, I'm just a down home country boy. You seem like you're a good dude, JD Vance. And he's like,
that's Dan Soder talking. If you don't know Dan Soder, look him up. He's a great comic.
Don't eat the bug on the table.
Yeah. He said JD Vance would well. Let me just rewind it. Let me play it. I'll play it uninterrupted.
Down home country boy, you seem like you're a good dude, JD Vance. And he's like, don't eat the bug on the table. Yes, Theo. We will treat your people. We will treat the Americans with great care.
Yeah. We're even here to eat some delicious bugs. I mean, we're not.
Don't forget to go to DraftKings, man.
Yeah. I don't even care if you're a lizard. We had a guy in my neighborhood growing up that was a gecko.
Yeah. Rogan's like, oh man,
Really?
I think they tricked me.
It's almost like, I think they like used me in my platform, but the AI director lied to my face.
It was the best. The best thing ever was Cash Patel going on there when they were like, Elon just tweeted out that Donald Trump's on the Epstein list, and Cash Patel goes, oh, I don't know. That's not my area.
Cash is like, he did what?
Oh my God. God bless Dan Soder. A real American alpha. Anyone who doesn't care about politics is obviously a moron. Well, here's the thing, Daniel. I agree with that comment to a point. I think in this day and age where the fascist regime pulled its mask off and just showed itself, the aesthetics of like the handshake, checks and balances, constitution, you have rights, even though George Carlin said if they can take them from you, you have privileges. I think that gives a lot of people a hopeless feeling. And I'm here to re-inspire your hope, okay? Because I like to remind people, they're the 1% for a reason. There's not many of them. Free Luigi. But comrade, always. Jesus was a communist, just so you know. I know that might be shocking to some of you American Christians. It's not Christianity. It's so funny. You're just capitalists. You're not Christians. Jesus doesn't know you, and he hates you. Jesus talked about a moneyless, classless state. That was heaven, utopia. Look up the definition. Anyways, but Daniel, what I like to tell people about politics is everything's politics. You can't avoid it. The older generations, the boomers, are they gone yet? God, I feel like they're dinosaurs. They're just hanging around. The boomers always tell people. The boomers are like, "Oh, don't talk religion or politics. Don't share your salary." Fuck you, number one. It's federally protected to talk about how much you make. If your boss ever comes in and says, "Oh, you can't tell them what I'm paying," yes, I can. Just shut up. What are you gonna do? That's a federally protected. I mean, Donald Trump did put a union buster in charge of the NLRB, but you know, when we had those government organizations funded by our tax dollars, they did work for us. Why do you think they're eroding them all? But everything is politics. I try to teach people this. This is very important for you to understand. From what time you go to work, to what time you get overtime, to how you get weekend structured, to where you cross the street, to how fast you drive your car, to the electric in your house, to everything is politics. And if you don't believe me, why do you think television in like the UK and Europe They could show boobs on TV. They could say twat, I'm guessing. I don't know. I just know that I watch European TV and I'm like, wow, this is freedom. They can like kind of say what they want, you know? But here in America, we have safe harbor hours. You can't say these 7 words. Just look at George Carlin, who was arrested for it. So I know Americans think they're the freest, but just watch some like, you know, some TV across the pond and you'll go, oh, this is the freedom they were talking about, that in the healthcare. What else do we got on the docket for news? But Daniel, thank you for the comment. But just remember, folks, everything is politics. And the people that tell you don't talk politics or it's boring or don't get involved want to oppress you, okay? That's what they're telling you. They're saying, just don't you even mind yourself. Just don't worry. Oh, this must give you a headache. Are you feeling dizzy? Don't think about politics. Why don't you go put your head in the ground, you ostrich? You know why they're saying that? Because they're trying to put their agenda upon you. Everyone should be involved in politics. Everybody should talk politics because it's everything in this country. That's what it is. And we need to take it back because right now the corporations have bought all the politicians. Not even the corporations. It's just the billionaire class have bought and paid for all the politicians, and they do not work for us. So as long as the people stay subservient and obedient and stupid and vapid, then we're screwed. But I'm here to wake you up. I know that scares Republicans. What are you woke? What does that mean? Didn't you guys used to believe in the Illuminati? By the way, Davos. We got to get to Davos. I'm gonna play some of Donald Trump speaking at the World Economic Forum. I don't know what he's gonna say. He spoke for like 2 hours or something. I'm just rambling. And honestly, I'm gonna be very honest. I couldn't watch all of it. I watched like bits and pieces and clips, but I'm like, this guy's such a fat turd, doesn't know what he's talking about, keeps repeating himself, that he has to stay on the teleprompter. So what that means is just going to be a bunch of lies. Stavleson, what's up? Trump is corrupt and incompetent, highly incompetent. He's always been incompetent, but now that he has the seat of power, he can exploit his corruption. It's just, Stavleson, you know what's weird to me? It's like the people who, I guess people in the middle of the country probably, you know, still have AOL and stuff. And if you're a cool one in the middle of the country, this is by no means an attack on you. It's an attack on the, you know, red voting states that us blue states have to support with our tax dollars, you know. It's amazing how they don't want anyone to have, they don't want able-bodied people to have health care, but my fucking blue state has to make sure Alabama fucking doesn't starve, you know? It's like, Jesus Christ. Can we just secede already? Good luck, everybody. Good luck, red states. I salute you. Good fucking luck. All you Republicans, gut your systems, put it into privatization, and then leave you people begging the same politicians for help. It's kind of crazy. You guys need better schools. Better schools, but don't worry, I'm here. I'm here to rescue you. Oh no, Tony Baloney's triggered by pink hair. That's not very alpha, Tony. You little cuck. I'm missing the conversation, Dusty. They're brainwashed. They're worse than brainwashed. They're obedient. There's nothing more anti-American than being obedient to your government. That's why they were like the First Amendment. You can have a redress of your grievances with the government. You're meant to have a grievance with these people in power. So the people who are subservient, obedient swine to this regime, you're anti-American. You know what I mean? They're not helping you. They're just not. They're sending money to Israel, you dummies. Hey, Tony. Bye. Corporate welfare should be illegal. Leah Viral. I don't know what your name says. Sorry. Oh, what's up? Sunshine Euphoria. Did you see my comment on your channel or my comments? I figured out your name. It took me a while, but I read your comment and I was going, Sunshine Euphoria. Sunshine Euphoria. I got the name. Very clever. Love it. I love the play on words, or I don't know what you'd call that, but you know what I mean. It's very graffiti-esque, and I love graffiti. Street art. Who hasn't bathed today? Why? Listen, if you're an alpha, MAGA, listen to me. Why are you so concerned with men bathing? Joe Rogan ice baths, asking if I've taken a bath today. That's fucking creepy. That's not your business, number one. But number two, are you hitting on me? I'm taken. Come on, man. Silly rabbit. This dick ain't for you. 1:15 mountain time. Which mountain? Notice how their arguments are first grade level. Listen, you're insulting first graders. First graders could have a better conversation with me, okay? These people just don't know that what they say reflects on them. It's nothing to do with me. Maggots, M-A-G-A-T-S. When you're in the comments, you know, asking grown men, be like, hey, what do you smell like? Have you taken a shower yet? It like comes off like you're a little sugar in the tank, light in the loafers, you know what I mean? But hey, let me remind you, I'm not against that. I think in the land of the free, you should be free to do whatever the fuck you want. Self-expression is one of the most beautiful things in the world. And I stand in solidarity with all my people. I think most of these maggots are kids. You're not, they're hamster time. They're not. They're paid agitators from Russia, Southeast Asia, Nigeria. They're just, you know, they're just coming in fucking being like, oh, I hate America. And they just say it in weird comments. But let's listen to this fat Mick Hitler talk at Davos, where the Illuminati's meeting. Because remember, like, I don't know, in the 90s, people always thought like the Illuminati was some backroom underground in the catacombs of Paris meeting, lighting candles and picking up cherries with their butt cheeks or whatever. And it was always funny because you're like, so you don't think the Illuminati is just the rich people who buy our politicians and then write the laws and just have the politicians sign off on them? That's why they're poisoning our water, chlorinating our chicken, you know, greedflationing our eggs. Like, you don't think it's just the rich people who are setting society in such a system that it only benefits them while we just want healthcare and to be able to buy the chlorinated egg? I'm like, you don't think that's the Illuminati? It's got to be some like secret meeting in the catacombs with Wyclef Jean and fucking Sean Paul, or I don't know who's in the Illuminati. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, why's it got to be that? Like, people when stuff's right in front of their face, like Donald Trump, when he says anti-fascists are my enemy, they don't understand that what he said is, I'm a fascist. And anybody who's anti-fascist is my enemy. And these people were like, real American. You know, it's like, no, we fought the fascists in World War II. America was against them. Not at first, but anyways, we're not going to go into the history. But it's just so funny to me that like most Americans don't understand that when somebody tells you something about them, even if it's very obvious, like, believe them. And I think about that with Davos. Because it's like all these people are going up on stage to be like, we're the greatest economy. And you know, as soon as they get to that luncheon where they're having, I don't know, I don't think I could say the joke I want to on YouTube because, again, we're in America. But, you know, when they're eating unicorn in the back room, we'll just put it like that. It was going to be an Epstein joke, and I just can't do that. You know, too many of my videos are limited monetization because I don't refrain for you. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. By the way, Stevelson, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. It's very good to see you, and I am supported only by viewers like you. Only. Okay? I'm not Tim Pool being like, my good friend, who I don't know who he is, Mr. Gregorian, brings you today's segment called Civil War Now. You know, like, I don't do that. I told you, you know, there's Australian tea tree toothpicks I would do advertisements for. Classic material I would do advertisements for. I'm very picky. Listen, I spent 20 years in radio. And when I was first in radio, I'd take any money. Any money coming my way was good money, right? And then it got to the point where I was like, I can't be taking any money, you know. I want to put some respect on the things I'm doing. And then it came to my, you know, veterancy in radio, and I got really choosy. You know, I wasn't just hawking any old mac and cheese. So let's listen to Donald Trump at Davos, where the Illuminati are meeting right now. God, if you're listening, you could send like a asteroid or something. God.
I hope you all follow us down and you follow us up, and we're at a point that I don't believe we've ever been. I never thought we could do it this quickly. My biggest surprise is I thought it would take more than a year, maybe like a year and 1 month. But it's happened very quickly. This afternoon, I want to discuss how we have achieved this economic miracle.
Can I just say, I'm going to show, I don't get a good picture of him. This is just from an article. But this is him standing up at the World Economic Forum, aka Davos, Switzerland, aka where the Illuminati meet every year out in the open, and they don't take their reptile skin masks off yet. That's when they get behind the blue curtain, and they're all deciding to, consume our healthcare for their life essence. This dude looks like he's sleep talking. I wish I took a closer up picture, because you gotta see his face like as close as my face is, because his eyes are like half open. You can hear him kind of like mumble rambling. And you gotta remember, see these two things right here? These are his teleprompters. So that's why when politicians they'll look over here and talk, and then look over there and talk. Sometimes you can see the corners of the teleprompters coming out of the side of the camera. But this is a good shot to see that, he's clearly reading. He's not, going off the cuff. They're not going to let him do that. And he's reading for like 2 hours, and he can't help himself but like double down, repeat, do his vague adjectives with these things.
How we intend to raise.
But listen to him talk. Does he not sound drugged up to the max? Like, for all you people that are like, Joe Biden's on senile and doing the auto pen. He's older than Joe Biden. He's the oldest president ever elected. Like, this dude is so fucking old. And if you're telling me he sounds like a spry authoritarian, you are insane.
Raise living standards for our citizens to levels never seen before.
What is this? Did he have his dentures loose? Can you hear that lisp? Now it's the lisp. I can't even listen to this dude talk. It's like, bud, go like this. Get those dentures in place before you start yapping that Mick mouth of yours.
Before, and perhaps how you two and the places where you come from can do much better by following what we're doing, because certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable.
What did that even mean? Certain places in Europe aren't recognized. I'm sure MAGA's like, I know exactly what he means. Muslims. It's like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what he's talking about. Even his speech is like incoherent.
And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody, and say I don't recognize it. And that
Where, Donald? Just say where. Is this like when you were talking about, you knew the guy who was doing the fat drug, and he was talking about Elon Musk, but he like wouldn't drop any names? It's like, come on, man. Don't pretend like you got some fucking character or loyalty. Like, you are an absolute rat. You're a rat swine. If we could, remember back, I think it was in the 90s, they cloned a goat. If we could use that technology today to clone a rat pig, I'm pretty sure it would look like Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Holy shit. This dude, that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, he sounds like, you ever met someone who's like, and my girlfriend up in Canada, oh man, she's a model, and she was gonna come here on vacation, but Canadians have different vacations, and you're like, why are you so vague? What's her name? And she's like, and they're like, her name is O Canada. And you're like, did you just say, oh, Canada? That's what Donald Trump sounds like, explaining everything. You want to know why? Because he's making all this shit up. Whatever he's talking about is about as real as that girlfriend in Canada your friend had that you never met and fucking saw very weird photo of that seemed like he might have stole it off somebody's MySpace. Um, so if you ever wonder why Donald Trump speaks to these vaguisms, where he's just like, I have lots of friends, go to Europe, come home and go, never recognize, never recognize. It's almost like he's a gorilla. It's like he's speaking directly to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan sitting in his ice bath like a fucking gorilla, be like, ooh, I could go there. I don't. I believe you. Ooh. Fucking Joe Rogan is so stupid. This should shatter all Americans' wealth equivalency. I call it a wealth equivalency. A lot of Americans, especially in like the poorer parts, they think, and I mean like the red states, not like cities. I mean the red states. The people that live in the red states, they think, ooh, he's rich. He's got to be smart. And you don't realize, like, because when you meet somebody who's smart, who's well-read, who understands stuff, it doesn't matter what their wealth is. Like, smart is its own independence. These fucking people, you could tell, thought, like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they thought like, oh, the money will get me there and people will be in awe of the money and think I'm smart. But that has been shattered because these guys have so much, FaceTime in this modern age where they're always in your face doing audio clips that you can't help but sniff the stupid off them. You know what I mean? Just like MAGA's always coming in here being like, did you take a shower, buddy? And it's like, whoa, damn, I just met you, man. I just met you. And you're already asking me about my showering habits. Holy shit. Don't come on to me that fast, MAGA. This is why you ain't got no girls. This is why you're an incel. Because you think a pickup line is, hey, baby, you shower? And I say, don't talk to me like that. Give me some space. Your breath is kicking. You got the dragon, goddammit. But these fucking people, you can smell the stupid on them. Either that or it's rotten roast beef, like somebody said. Somebody was around Donald Trump and they said he smells like rotten roast beef. And my first thought was, how has that guy smelled rotten roast beef before? Did he have it in the fridge for a long time? And he was like, oh, we got to throw this away. It smells like Donald Trump. Because I don't keep roast beef in the fridge or in my house. But that was a weird thought. You know what I mean? Donald is more real than Jesus. He's absolutely not. You ever met him? He does poo-poo himself. That's true. Biscuits of Wrath. That's an interesting name. Y'all are hypocrites. You don't follow the rules you want enforced. Smart people don't like me, Donald. Ooh. Who's that? Whoop, whoop. Olga, I appreciate you. I love when people drop that. You want to know why? Because that's one of my favorite things that he said. Hold on. Let me fix this.
Smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like him. MAGA. Maggots. You know what that means? Stupid people like him. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you something. This is going to upset MAGA. MAGA, you ready to get triggered? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hey, any of you maggots get your Doge check yet? I'm smarter and dumber than you think. Never estimate me. No, Daddy Rob is gone. I'm gonna die. Don't say that, Dusty. I'm here. One-eyed dollar. What's up? Doo-doo Donnie. All right, guys. Make sure you hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Thorn, what's going on? Invader doesn't even know who to insult. They're just mad at the world. Listen, MAGAs, you got to understand, these MAGAs, poor people, these poor dummies. You know, they voted to release the Epstein files and have egg price go down. And don't worry, MAGA, I'm sure egg went down 12 cents, but it's not going to cover the thousands of dollars that your healthcare is now going to cost. I love when people are like, gas is $2.88. And you're like, what are you going to do with that 12 cents? Try to buy a fucking, you know, a healthcare plan? You're going to save up the 12 cents every time you fill up? Give me a break, you morons. No one gives a shit about gas and eggs when you can't have healthcare. Unless you're eating the gas and eggs, then you won't need healthcare. Anyways. That's what I wanted to play for you guys. Did you guys see? I'm not a big fan of Green Day. I'm just not. But it's cool that they're speaking out. This is Billy Joe. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. He says, we stand up for our brothers and sisters in Minnesota. Did you guys see that Mark Carney says Canada will go to war with the U.S. to defend Greenland? I don't know how I feel about Mark Carney, but I like the words he's saying. You know, he's standing. It's always incredible to me that MAGA can think that they stand on principles, because they'll be like, don't come here illegally. And it's like, well, they didn't. They're going to the court. They're doing all the proper processing things. And bigger, ICE is just the popsicle stick Proud Boys. You know, they're locking up American veterans. Like, these people don't care. But the thing is, you got to understand what maggots, MAGATS, is they think they stand for, like, law and order. So they'll latch on to any little law that Donald Trump says he's going to enforce at that time, even if it's not. If it's in, like, civil infraction, it wouldn't need the brutal ramification punishment that Donald Trump insists, and Stephen Miller, Beach Bimbo Nazi, insist on implementing, you know. And a lot of these people are getting picked out of courthouses in their immigration hearings, but they latch on to that. You know, they'll be like, oh, just don't come here illegally. But they just ignore that America's violating the international rules of humans that we developed after World War II. You know what I mean? It's not even law. It's just like humanity. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you just don't attack the people who have been your friends for a while. I don't know. This seems crazy. You know, I know America's all about stepping on whoever to get to the top, but I don't subscribe to that. And hopefully you don't either, you know? Hopefully you have some kind of character and a friend that you grew up with. You'd never like turn on them to just have some minerals. But it's funny that these maggots, the Trump supporters, they truly will latch on to the civil infraction that is coming to America, that's crossing an imaginary border for a better life, right? They'll harp on that, but they'll totally let go that Donald Trump is violating his own law, saying he would release the Epstein files on December 19th. I think that's a bigger crime, you know, and it affects way more people. That's a worldwide crime. This is an international crime ring of Epstein and Donald Trump. And these people were, I mean, these MAGA can't pretend like they care about the children or communities. They just latch on to whatever Donald Trump feeds them. You know, he's like a mama bird. He chews it all up and barfs it in their mouth. And they're like, thank you, sir. May I have another? Because there's so many laws just being violated time after time like a goddamn Cyndi Lauper song. Here's Mark Carney.
The integrity of Greenland. And related, China fashions itself a near Arctic power and with some claims to Arctic resources. So I wonder if you could answer that question, what we're doing to help protect.
The other thing that we're going to listen to Mark Carney, Canada's emperor, Canada's prime emperor. I don't know what Canada has. I think they have a prime emperor penguin. Or maybe he's a moose scout. I don't know. Do they have moose scouts up in Canada? That's what they should call the Cub Scouts. Moose scouts. The funniest thing about Donald Trump saying like we need Greenland for security reasons is like, bitch, we got Alaska. That's closer to Russia than anything. You know? Like don't play. Don't try to pretend like, oh, it's a strategic location for security. It's not. We already have bases there. We have bases in Greenland. And Russia is closer to Alaska. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be a flat earther to not understand this shit. I guess most of America, graduated right before they learned the earth was round, Sorry, sometimes I make myself laugh. Oh. Sasha Riley recordings talk about those films in depth. It's graphic, gruesome, horrific. I don't suggest people listen to it. I would agree with you, but people should read about it or Sheila Zolnor. She is a great YouTuber. Go check her out. Sheila Zolnor, Zolnoor. And she talks about the Sasha Riley tapes. And there's a few other people too. But yeah, they're gnarly and, it's an international criminal enterprise, Donald Trump and his friends. Sassy Mo, what's up? Trump would rather rule over ashes than release those files. Yeah. Robespierre. Ooh, good name. I have your book in my backpack right now. Maximilian. Who is Sasha Riley? Sasha Riley was trafficked by Donald Trump. And he did an interview with a Canadian, I don't know what province, journalist who released all the recordings of their interview. It's on Substack. You could just look it up. It should be everywhere. Imagine if Obama was trying to take over Greenland like Trump. Well, Trump's just so people understand like what all this is just like Venezuela, right? Venezuela, what did he do immediately after they seized the oil and the president? They kidnapped the president, seized the oil. What did he do? He met with big oil execs. This was not about anything other than, okay, maybe let me start a little farther back. Do you remember when Donald Trump was campaigning? And one big news story was he was in a meeting with a private fundraising event with the big oil execs. And he said, you can go Google this if you missed it. And he said, if you guys are willing to chip in $1 billion for me, I'll let you do whatever you want. Now that's shorthand. That's the Cliff Notes version. But essentially he was trying to take $1 billion bribe from the oil executives because they got the money. And he was like, fracking, Greenland, like, whatever you want to drill into. He was like, have at, drill. That's why he called it Drill Baby Drill. That is literally his fucking program. So now that you understand that was happened during the campaign. And now we're a year in, right? And he's caused chaos at home. He's divided America into morons and people who love America. MAGA, you're the morons. I know I have to break that down for you. And once he did that, then it was planned for him to take over Venezuela. And immediately after, what did he do? He met with the big oil execs. We played some of the audio here because some of them were like, I don't know about this. They were like, I don't know if we're going in there and investing all this. It seems a little chaotic unless you're going to put some boots on the ground for us, which they probably will. You're subservient to the oil gods at this point, American military. So Greenland, if you go, let me bring you back. Remember his inauguration? And it was all the Silicon 6 or 5, I don't know, 7, the Silicon, Pashupu of Google, I don't know his name, Tim Apple of Apple, Tim Cook, but Donald Trump called him Tim Apple because Donald Trump's a fucking idiot. Mark Zuckerberg, Robot Mark. There was Elon. I call everything X because I lack creativity, Musk. And then who else was there? Peter Palantir Eater. So all those Silicon Valley people, this is what I'm dubbing the Silicon Wars, okay? Because first he satiated the greed of the oil tycoons, right? And just so you know, MAGA, this is who he works for. This is why when the tariffs hit and there were MAGA farmers begging and pleading for him to help them, he was like, piss off. He's like, pfft, get out of here. Oh, I will exempt Apple from tariffs. Oh, no, farmers, fuck you. Fuck you. That's what he said. Meanwhile, Argentina was cutting deals with China, cutting the farmers out of it, and Donald Trump just sat on his hands, probably because he had pooped his pants, but didn't care, right? But now you're getting to see. He'll kidnap a foreign president to hand over the oil fields to his masters. That's who he serves. He don't work for you. I don't give a shit. 49% of the country that can vote, which is a small percentage, voted for him. I don't care. He don't work for none of you that voted for him. Silly rabbit. He don't. You know who he works for? The people that he's getting paid. He's paying them. Remember when he promised you Doge dividends checks with Elon? And then he promised you tariff checks. It's like, how about you just don't do the tariffs and we don't need the checks? And you've seen none of that. You know how you've seen none of that and it was all a lie to keep you dummies fucking with chasing the carrot on the stick? Well, now you're seeing who he works for. Who Donald Trump works for is everywhere he's trying to invade. That's simply it. The rest is nothingness. It's all talk. He could say national security, but we got Alaska and we got bases on Greenland. You know, this is first he struck oil for his oil tycoons. Next, he's going to the Silicon Wars where they need the rare earth minerals and they need that location to mine and keep creating a new iPhone every 6 months or whatever it's going to, you know, soon it's going to be like a new iPhone every season. Get the green spring iPhone. Get the yellow summer iPhone. Get the orange fall iPhone. Get the white winter iPhone. That's what we're coming to. Even though they could make an iPhone, you ever heard of planned obsolescence? Back with the cartel, the light bulb cartel, they could have made a light bulb that lasted 100 years. In fact, there's one in Pennsylvania, I believe, at a firehouse, that for over 100 years, it's still going, right? They could have done this with iPhones, with everything. But these capitalist cartels got together and they were like, we're not going to make a lot of money if we make shit that lasts. We're going to make this stuff die out real quick, right? So you got to replace them light bulbs, replace them light bulbs, replace them iPhones, replace them iPhones. So that is planned obsolescence. It means that your product, even though, you know, it could last much longer, the battery life could be better, but what would inspire you to buy a new phone next year? They need to exploit you as best they can. And with that being said, that's what Greenland's for. So they can use up all those rare earth minerals in creating a seasonal iPhone, which you'll have to buy, but you can't even buy it. I remember when you used to buy phones. Now most people have to finance a phone. It's ridiculous. I remember when you used to own your own media. Now most people are subservient to the Netflix gods. And they're just allowing whatever Netflix Mark, whatever his name is. I hate that turd. He's such a dork on LinkedIn. I love how these people try to pretend like they're human. It's like, shut up. You siphon money out of our communities and hope we rot and die. Don't play like you're... Oh, Cage, what's up? Cage, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. I'm supported by viewers like you. I want you to understand that, Cage Shadowman, you are the greatest. Rob understands economics better than most politicians. Love, send us some love and support. Always feels good to see you, Cage. Cage, you wrote an amazing new... is it a constitutional amendment? But it would have to rewrite. I keep going back to it and I read it and I love it. And it's in my comments. So please check out Cage's writing, or you can join our Discord and see it there. It's in the general and the organizing folders. I don't know what to call them. Channels, categories. Big love from Brazil. Thank you. I love all my Brazilian family. I grew up around Brazilians. I love Brazilians. Never been there. I'd love to. And I love watching. If you've never seen the behind the scenes when Michael Jackson went to Brazil to film They Don't Care About Us, incredible short documentary about Spike Lee and Michael Jackson going to Brazil. And they had to get authorization from the gangs that were living there. And the gangs were the ones that like saw them through the neighborhoods and stuff. It's such a fascinating story. Check out Michael Jackson's They Don't Really Care About Us behind the scenes. It's here on YouTube. I'm Brazilian, by the way. I'm not saying that. I'm reading a comment. I'm not Brazilian. I'm not. Sorry. We stayed distracted with our circus and bread while corporations and rich assholes continue to take advantage of us. We work our lives away, our money, energy, while they do nothing for us. Oh, you are my familia Hernandez. Please hit subscribe and notification bell. With a take like that, you speak my love language. 100%. I say this at work all the time. I say, does anybody know if the CEO punched in? And one guy goes, he doesn't punch in. I said, I know I'm joking. My whole thing is like, they get paid the most and they do the least. Replace all CEOs with AI. Why is it always got to be AI's coming for your job? How about it's coming for your fucking job, C-suite? What do you do anyways? I see you in a lot of meetings, sending unnecessary emails, spending all your time talking about what we should do. You never ask. This is why I was a good manager. When I managed, I was a good manager because I went to the people who did the shit all the time, and I would go, what do you think needs fixing? And let me fight for money for that. That's good management, folks. I'm your vibe coach, Rob. Hit subscribe. In Brazil, I'm happy we kept some of the communist take on certain things like healthcare. Yeah, 100%. Who would want to not use their taxes for healthcare? I understand privatization creeps in and, really wants to be the healthcare provider. But let me just tell you, as an American, I couldn't tell you what the fuck United Health does for me. Besides make it tough for my doctor or any one of my family members' doctors to like get shit done. You need an authorization. You need this. You need to check. It's like, you're not a doctor. You're an insurance company. Why does a doctor... Did you go to school longer than a doctor insurance company? No, you fucking didn't. You should be okaying anything the doctor fucking says. And then they use bad corporate language like, we don't want to overpay for unnecessary care. It's like nobody in America is getting unnecessary anything. We're not even getting the necessary shit. That's when you know the language has not only been co-opted, but you as a people have been heavily propagandized to think like, oh yeah, insurance companies are like good for me. No, they're bad for your health. They kill 65,000 Americans every year. And if you can't pay them, you go into medical debt. It's just a joke. So yeah, I appreciate you. Evil people, but ambulance rides, cancer treatment, transplant surgeries, etc. all be done for free. We only pay a small fraction of things. Well, see, that's the thing. The whole world has similar systems where mostly their taxes are paying for their health. Here in America, our taxes don't do any of that. They don't. We have to have a job, and through that employer, or you can pay heavily for your taxes to pay for, but our taxes don't, because even if you get state sponsored, you only get some of the subsidy, which Donald Trump cut out, which means the tax money that was going to help fund your healthcare is gone now. It's just fucking gone. Donald Trump did that. His concepts of a healthcare plan was to get rid of it, to take your tax money and go, you don't get to use this for your health. I'm using it for my Nazi Proud Boys. But in America, most people have to get their healthcare through a job, which the job takes the money out. It's not taxed. So at the end of the year, you're paying a higher tax bill because the government's going, well, you made this much. And you're like, no, a shitload of that went to healthcare. And they're like, so? You owed tax on that. It's the fucking dumbest system ever, and there are Americans that will stand by it tooth and nail. And it's like, have you never talked to anybody outside of America? You know we have the internet, right? You could like look up this shit. You could be like, what is the UK's healthcare like? And find out. It's, oh God. Sorry, I come from the days of like Encyclopedia Britannica and shit, where it's like, we couldn't just have easy access to this. So the fact that some of you all are abusing this technology are just mind-boggling, especially if you're watching Fox News, you know? It's like, you think they struggle with healthcare costs? They probably have hospital wings in their houses, you fucking adults. Let's get back to Mark Carney.
Greenland's integrity, and how do you feel about China's claims, such as they are to Arctic resources?
By the way, I know I keep pausing this. You know Canada made insulin free for everybody in the country. Insulin free. Whether you have the national healthcare plan or parts private healthcare plan. Insulin was made free in Canada. I have friends in America who struggle to afford their insulin. Struggle to afford their insulin. That's a medicine without they die. And Canada did the right thing. Score one for humans. Because they went, oh, this medicine shouldn't be making people into billionaires. It shouldn't be making stock buybacks and dividends for shareholders and CEO golden parachutes. No, this medicine was created to keep people alive, and that's how it should be. And Canada did that. I mean, I tip my hat to Canada. God bless you.
Well,
they're more American than America.
to several aspects of that. The first, with respect to Greenland, the future of Greenland is a decision for Greenland and for the Kingdom of Denmark.
Wrong. It's actually a decision for Peter Palantir and Google and Apple and all them. And you know, if just watch, who knows? Maybe Tim Apple will show up with another golden iPhone for Donald Trump and put it on his desk like a big block of gold. Boom. And Donald Trump will be like, that's it, we're invading right now. I said I wouldn't use force, but when have I ever meant what I said? You know, this is what Donald should follow up every sentence. When have I ever meant what I said? I'll release the Epstein files. Just kidding. Release him, Donald. Seriously, release him.
We are NATO partners with Denmark, and so our full partnership stands. Our obligations on Article 5, Article 2 of NATO stand, and we stand full square behind those.
America does not have free healthcare. Why are you... Okay, this fucking vinaigrette person, I'm sorry, I gotta put you in a timeout. America does not have free healthcare. There is no free healthcare. Zero. There is none. If anything, your taxes would help pay for it. So you're paying for your healthcare. But you were also, even if your taxes were paying for it, the free healthcare that we have still has fucking copays, still has deductibles, still is expensive to pay for with your taxes already. So that's bullshit. God, I won't stand for that. Don't defend this fucking system. Free Luigi. Arrest Trump. Somebody, you know, in Davos. Maybe dub him a war criminal because he is, and somebody just citizens arrest him in Davos. I don't know. If I ever see Trump, I'm citizens arresting him. You know, I would. I'd be like, citizens arrest, you are breaking the Epstein Transparency Act law, and turn them around. Cuff them and stuff them, boys. Trump couldn't tell the difference between gold and pyrite. If you don't know what pyrite is, that's fool's gold. And I only know that because when I was a kid, I love fool's gold, right? Who didn't love fool's gold? That's a good reference, Bob. Good to see you, by the way. Most awaited obituary ever. 100%. Nope. Nope, 1, 2, 3. I like that. Nope, 1, 2, 3. The big, beautiful obituary, as we call it here. By the way, it's getting close to tax season, or it is already. And as you can see, Washington State memes said, just did my taxes. I owe Israel $1,200, ICE $700, Argentina $300, the ballroom $239, and 47 cents for poor people. But yeah, keep complaining about the poor people who just want healthcare so they don't die. You know, yeah, that's the issue. Man, if America hasn't been plagued by anything, it's definitely poor people. Maybe because there's so many of them. I still don't get how MAGA's like, yeah, it's them poor people that are making all the decisions and taking all the money and jobs. And it's like when you start saying maggot things out loud, you can't help but realize, God, these people are so stupid. They must not even hear themselves when they talk. Because for them to be like, it's them poor people that are coming here, taking all the jobs, all the money, buying all the houses. It's like, MAGA, you're almost there. It's the Epstein class. It's the BlackRocks. It's the Elon Musks who's taking all of your tax money to float his companies. I thought he was a trillionaire. Use your own money. That should be law, you know? Like if you have that much money, you don't get tax dollars. You don't get to be a welfare queen, Elon, even though you have the body of one. I'm going to body shame Elon until he dies because he went against his daughter, who Vivian Musk is, or Vivian, I don't know what her last name is. She's an amazing human. I would be so proud if that was my kid. And there's nothing worse in the world to me than parents that are shitty. You know what I mean? Like that chaps my hide. Because kids need, some kids really need a support system. And I think Vivian is such an amazing human and woman, and she's really, got a good head on her shoulders. She was on Hassan's podcast, and I got to watch that. And for Elon Musk to just abandon and say like, his son died to the woke mind virus, it's like, bro, you have like 15 random babies with fucking Twitter reply girls, that you're suing because you made deep fakes of them. Like, you're the worst fucking dad in the world. I never want to hear Elon Musk start to well up about his dad almost beating him half to death. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're the worst dad in the world. You have so many kids everywhere. You don't care for any of them. And you make fun of gender-affirming care, Elon, but didn't you go to Turkey to fucking have hair put in your head? I don't have to go to Turkey. I got hair, you puss. I don't need the gender-affirming stuff. And even if I did, I would just ignore it. It's so amazing. These are bitch-made fucking people. Stop following them. Seriously, MAGA. I want you to get this through your skull. They played on your vulnerabilities, right? They played on your sensitivities. They played on your ego. And they were like, yeah, we're going to stop this gender-affirming care. Here, I'm going to play. You don't believe me? I'll finish Mark Carney. Or no, we finished Mark Carney. Here, I want to play this for you. This is your swine leader. I don't know what to call him. Mick Swine? Mick Titler? Mick Titler. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. Here's Mick Titler saying we're going to keep men from taking women's awards.
The United States will not let men steal trophies from women.
Yesterday, you accepted Maria Machado's Nobel Prize medal. What do you intend to do with it, and why would you want someone else's Nobel Prize?
Oh, shit. I thought Donald said, this is what I mean. You can't believe anything that dude says. Like, he's going to release the Epstein files. Because he's all
The
over.
United States will not let men steal trophies from women.
Yesterday, you accepted Maria Machado's Nobel Prize medal. What do you intend to do with it?
Oh, shit. Donald Trump took a fucking trophy from a woman. Oh, damn. Isn't he a lying asshole? Anyways, they are obedient, submitting. Sunshine Euphoria. You speak my language. Divinus. I don't know if I could read your whole name. Is that a spell? I don't want to cast a spell. But Divinus, thank you for shitting on MAGA. I always will. They are traitors to the American people. They are swine. They're swine followers. That's what they follow. They sniff and they go, oh yeah, that smells like some good truffle snuffling. They're just absolute swine. Hassan is the fucking best. I do love Hassan. Familia. Listen to me. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. One day I'm going to be on Hassan's live stream cast. I don't know what you call these things. Twitch. That's my goal. I'm going to get big enough because we are the revolutionary network headquarters of Antifa here. And hopefully one day he'll have me on with Stavi Baby. I love Hassan. He's such a well-spoken, well-thought-out human. And he inspires me, and on top of that, he really, it's so cool to have compassion and empathy and intelligence. There's like a whole anti-intelligence movement, And if you don't know, just look at when MAGA cheered that Donald Trump was going to get rid of the Department of Education. That's anti-intellectualism. The definition. When they're like, yeah, get rid of all the education in America. Let's get rid of colleges and burn books. That's being anti-intellectual. You shouldn't be scared of books, folks. MAGA, if you're scared of books, you need to see a therapist. Noah, stay hopeful, stay strong. Oh, wait, where's Noah? Speak, Brother Rob. Appreciate you. I thought you were leaving. If you're leaving, just make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then tomorrow when I go live, or sometimes I go live later at night, but most likely tomorrow, you'll get notified and join me. Join the family. Just drop in and just say what's up, and you'll see Sunshine Euphoria, Dusty, Chief. There's more heads. We got a lot of mods, and if they're modded, they're good people. Old Dementia, Sleepy Dawn. I think you're beautiful. Oh, that's very sweet of you. I don't hear that often because mostly it's maggots in my chat asking me if I showered. And I'm like, why are you hitting on me? This isn't the Joe Rogan slowgram, okay? MAGA, stop. I'm not going to get in an ice bath for you so you can stare at my nipples. I know that's what you do with Joe Rogan. I know it. We all know. We know why that Joe Rogan ice bath went viral. It's because there was 1 billion men watching it being like, I haven't seen nipples in so long. I can't wait for him to get into the water. And then yelling, no homo. And your mom upstairs is going, who are you screaming at? And you're like, nothing, Mom, watching Joe. Shut up. And at the same time, the chugging alpha pill. I could do this all day. Holy shit. I wish I was good at animating. By the way, Dusty, you are an amazing artist. I just wanted to take a time out for a second. You can join the Discord if you want to connect with us outside of here. There's a bunch of people in the Discord, link in the description. It's South Park. Yeah, it is very South Park. It's very South Park. Whoever said that, that's so funny. But I just want to take a moment and say, Dusty, fucking amazing artwork. Keep going. See, this is the stuff we need. We need humans doing poetry, songs, gardening. We need humans doing this. Let the AI, listen, I'm all for AI taking our jobs. Who wants to fucking work? I want to learn how to play piano and speak Irish. I don't want to fucking work. If you're one of those people who's like, oh no, AI is coming for my job, stop. Let me teach you something. When they say AI is coming for your job, go, fuck, can it happen today? I'd like to go home now. Just make sure they cut the check to AI to me, okay? You could do it in the form of universal basic income. You could do it in the form of taxing billionaires and giving me health care and a fucking 40 acres and a mule. I don't give a shit how you do it, but don't pay them damn robots. I'm going to be at home learning to play piano in Irish. But Dusty, we need artists, so keep going. Oh, hold on, Debbie? Oh, God. I'm sorry. I can't deal with these traitors to America. Debbie, shut up. Go to Tim Pool's podcast. Just shut up. I'm sorry. I just can't deal with MAGA. You guys are traitors. You are loyal to a crown, okay? That's anti-American. We are anti-fascist here. And you just chose the wrong swine. Whee! So get out. Get out. Get out. Yes, he wants people to be obedient, ignorant, living with their eyes wide shut. Well, that's like the big quote from 1984, right? I had it in a meme. I don't think I have it anymore. Where in 1984, they're like, the final command of the fucking tyrant, or whatever they say. The final command of the political party was to ignore your eyes and ears. That's what they're doing right now, They're like, no, ignore that I have the Silicon Valley 6, totally funding everything I want to do and buying all my meme coin and helping me become a billionaire. Just ignore those people right behind me that have the marionette strings off of my body. Just ignore them. Greenland is for national security, folks, right? And then that's why he keeps repeating it, because Donald Trump believes if you repeat something enough, morons will believe it. And they do, That's why we got our work cut out for us. We have to not really try to reform these people, but we got to push the fuck back, I'm not letting fascists take America. Pazov. How do you pronounce that? Thank you for the 199 super chat. Love you, my masshole brother. Glad to catch you live. I'm glad you got to catch me live. Hit the notification bell. We could fix that problem. We need more massholes. I'm trying to start up the White Panthers here. I'm hoping the Black Panthers come to town. We need more coalitions. That's what we need. We need to build community. We need to organize and be well ready, a well-regulated militia like the founders wanted. Thank you, St. Michael of Cigarillo. St. Michael of Cigarillo. Oh my God. The final command of the party was to believe men can transform into women. Oh man. Is that what you're worried about? Is that what you think took your home? Is that what you think took your job? Is that really the most pressing thing in America right now? In the land, by the way, Michael, do you believe America is the land of the free? I need to know this one. I need to know this because these are the most fucking anti-freedom people I've ever met that go, you can't be what you want in America. You can only be what I'm secure knowing about. That's what you're saying, Michael. Just so you understand, when you say that fucking bullshit rhetoric, what people think is like, oh, this is a very insecure little boy. If anybody expresses himself in a way that he can't recognize, he has a conniption. That's what you're saying. Because for America to be the land of the free, you should be able to freely express yourself. Unless you don't believe in freedom, which you clearly don't. And I'm done reading your comments. Shut your fucking hole and leave. God damn. I'm so sorry. Listen, there's a lot of cool people here today, and I'm so sorry these fucking nerds, these incels, keep trying to put a damper on shit with stupid rhetoric like that they heard Donald Trump say. Even though that guy will take a woman's trophy. That guy will grab you by the neck nussy. You know what I mean? Like, he don't care about you. He's just preying on your fears. And what you're exposing is your fears. You're scared. You don't understand it. And the world is a big place, and things that you don't understand scare you. So you just want to squash it out, squash it out, squash it out. That's all it is. You don't believe in freedom or America. There's an anti-American person in the chat right now, so just shut up and leave. Need one of them hats, bro. Don Brasco. Or is that Donnie Brasco? Either way. Classic Material NYC. That's the website. Go check it out. Classic Material. Oh no, T-Mac is here again. This maggot always comes in the chat. Good luck, man. Good luck, T-Mac. 24 hours, you can't talk. Come back tomorrow. I went to my first protest yesterday. That's amazing. Stay safe and just know that they're out to murk you. Just remember that, for real. When the vice president says they have absolute immunity, that means they could do whatever they want. They're beholden to no laws. That's why earlier in the live stream, I was saying it's so funny when MAGA comes in and they're like, don't break the law and you won't da-da-da. It's like, Donald Trump is no respecter of laws. He's giving absolute immunity for his Proud Boys to do whatever they want in the country. That's why, do you remember, I keep calling back to this shit. Do you remember when he debated Joe Biden? And they were like, can you denounce the Proud Boys? And he was like, stand back and stand by. Soon I'll hire all of you for ICE. Hate to break it to you, foreshadowing, folks, pay attention. Jake Lang is named Jason Lang, and he's a Jewish dude, which is hilarious because when you hear that kid open his mouth, that's what I mean. These people are grifters. They're just grifters. They're going, this is the hot thing. I can get a lot of bot clicks because, as we learned, like Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Assman Gold, all the MAGA influencers on Twitter, they're all botted. Like, it's not genuine engagement, you know? Like, I have people that I communicate with all the time. I know that MAGA comes in and the Russians come in and the foreign activists come in and these foreign traders come in. I know that, but this is genuine engagement. Thank you, MAGA, for the genuine engagement. Are you triggered? But they're not. And Jason, who spews the most disgusting, rhetoric there is, like, does he not understand that we whooped these motherfuckers' asses in the Civil War and World War II? These race-baiting motherfuckers, like, we beat them so many times. It's just amazing they keep coming back for more. And let that give you hope. We've whooped their ass before. My cousin John Brown went into Kansas and whooped them slavers' asses. That's what he did. Read about it. If you know anything about history, these people get their asses handed to them. And that's not my opinion, This is just not my opinion. It's what happened, folks. But yeah, that Jake character, he found out real quick. that his engagement wasn't real. That's why you saw him alone, being protected by the anti-fascists that he so claimed wanted to whatever him. So just be careful when you go out there, Noah. I'm a Southerner and we hate them dirty feds. Noah, listen, much respect to my Southerners who have, you know, always fucking crossed that line against the conservative traditional values that Southerners bequeath themselves with. Because I understand, and I do want to just say, I do have respect for the people in the South that have fought that good fight, you know, against that old guard, aka the white supremacists that are also the cops. So I have a lot of respect because you're living in the heart of it, and that's even harder, you know. Because I just know I visited there and saw those Confederate statues and wanted to knock them all down. I was like, why would you? What are we gonna do next? Have an Osama bin Laden statue in New York? You're gonna put a Saddam Hussein statue in Texas? Like, these are enemies of America. The Confederacy was an enemy of America. We went to war with them. Why would you have a statue up of them? That's what we should do. We should erect a Saddam Hussein statue right next to those fucking Confederate ones and be like, I don't know, I just thought we were putting foreign enemies up. Quantum twist. The law says cops serve, not kill citizens. Quantum twist. It's so sad that in this day and age, that has to be a quantum twist, that the law says cops should serve. Not only the law, Dusty, but their fucking side of their cars. Protect and serve. Who? Who? The Epstein class? Who are they protecting and serving? We're going to make the law real for the people. 100%. 100%. Zoo, 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 zoo. I like that name. I like that name. I just like saying that name. Zoo, 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 zoo. Each Dixie boy must understand that he must mind his Uncle Sam. Pazof. Pazo AF. Or maybe it's Pazo as fuck. See? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll get it. I'll get it one of these days. I figured out Sunshine Euphoria. I figured that out. It just takes me a little while. Thank you. Brothers and sisters, it was great being here, but I gotta go. Good night. Oh, yeah, that's right. To my comrades in Brazil, much love. Stay safe. I'm so sorry what America is doing to this goddamn fucking world. And think about it. Like, before you leave, let me just say this one thing. I say this to a lot of people. It's so incredible, right? Because what are we asking for? Us, the people that create the wealth for the Epstein class, that make the economy go, that get up and fucking make this world happen every single day. What are we asking for? Electric bills not to be crazy, food on the table, healthcare paid for by our taxes. We're not greedy. We're not entitled. We're not asking for anything we didn't earn or create ourselves. If we got our own wealth, this is why I'm a socialist. Because if you cut out the CEO of every company and you just earned what you created, we would all be doing fine. But there's like 20 guys that have $1 billion to $1 trillion that are like, I'm just not rich enough or happy and I have a hole in my heart, so let's exploit and fucking oppress everybody. That is the problem in America and the world. If you can't see that, get out of the way and be obedient. There are people like me, like you in the chat, like the 10,700 subscribers of this channel that are like, we've had enough, man. We don't want a trillionaire. We want fucking healthcare. We want to be able to buy a home before we die. That used to happen in America. I was around for it. America used to have a single earner economy. That means one person could work, one person can stay at home. And the funniest part is these conservatives don't want women in the workforce. It's like, that's fine. That's fine. But pay us enough so we can buy a house like our fucking grandparents did on one salary. And fuck, you know, one parent will stay at home. Like, we're not asking for much. And I need to remind people of that. Because if anybody who's like, oh, you're greedy, oh, you want somebody else's wealth. No, you think Elon Musk can earn $1 trillion? Are you fucking dumb? He underpays everybody. Oh, by the way, I forgot about that. I had an Elon Musk story. You guys see this? Denmark should just change Greenland's name to Epstein Islands. Trump will leave it alone real quick. Speaking of Epstein Island, look, another one. In the Goldman Sachs world, the financial world, that is a Epstein friend. Oh, this one was devastating. I wanted to talk about this, but I don't know if we have time. We'll talk about it tomorrow. After a year marked by measles outbreaks across the U.S., we're going to lose our measles elimination status. And I'm not kidding. And then look at this. Oh, hold on. Let me show you this. So we're going to lose our measles elimination status. Where's the chart? Here's the chart. The U.S. is at risk of losing our measles elimination status. We eliminated it in 2000. We're 26 years later, and Donald Trump has tricked you morons into fucking spreading measles. So look, you can see in 2023, 2024, we had 283 cases. Trump's first year, 2025, 2,000. We're already, look at where we're starting in 2026 down here. We're already way higher than we've ever started before. Like, this is sickening. And then the head of the CDC, just so you understand that these people hate you and want you to die, Donald Trump, CDC deputy director, says measles outbreak is the cost of doing business. The cost of doing business is children dying, people getting sick, towns being quarantined. That's the cost for their capitalist oppressors. They go, well, we don't care about Texas. And the funny thing is it's Texas, South Carolina, it's red states. And they're like, oh, we don't care. That's what he's saying. It's just the cost of doing business. Oh, your whole family's sick with a fucking disease we ridded ourselves a quarter of a century ago? Oh, well, we have oil and rare earth minerals to invade lands for. Go be sick by yourself. Don't come near me. You know, like that's what Donald Trump's CDC deputy director said. This is what they think of you, South Carolina and Texas. You know, your loyalty paid off because now they just want you gone. So in case you didn't see that, link in the description to these things. It's, you know, this is the other thing this is why I officially dubbed myself the vibe coach of YouTube, because I want you to understand something. If you're MAGA, or you voted for this, have more respect for yourself. If somebody told me that my family getting sick was the cost of doing business, I'm not a violent person, but I would try to slap the fucking taste out of their mouth. You understand me? I would say, oh, no. That's not the cost of doing business. What are you talking about? What fucking business are you in? Free Luigi. This is a lot of disrespect they're putting on you. And it's going to the reddest states possible. You understand that. This isn't like a blue state thing. We know they hate blue states, even though that's how you fund America. What we're talking about, folks, is these are red states that bought the lie, hook, lie, and sinker from RFK, who knows nothing about anything. He's the dumbest Kennedy, and that's saying a lot. And now they're paying the price with their families. And it's horrific. And as a leftist, I don't want to see that happen. I would hope we would have a healthcare system that would take care of them, but we don't, you know, unless they're rich. But it's just amazing to watch people who, you know, got their power from these red states. Like, they got the power from the people that they're turning around and saying, oh, you and your family being mortally ill with, you know, an ancient disease is just the cost of capitalist business. Watch us invade Greenland. That might make you feel better. So I really wanted to show you that. Oh my God. By the way, remember, Donald Trump is best friends with the Clintons. Best friends. Like, they're all in the Epstein files. Fuck them. And Free Luigi. There's our hero. This is our king. This is our king right here. New union poster drop. Where is the Elon thing? Hold on. Oh God, did I not prepare myself? I didn't. I'm sorry. The link is in the description. I'll just read you some of the Elon thing, because it's very important you understand what these criminals are doing, and they are criminals. This is from Political, link in the description. Trump administration concedes Doge team may have misused social security data. You don't get the Trump regime admitting too much. That's why this is important. They don't concede anything. They still are like, Donald Trump's not in the Epstein files. You know, even though it's like, he's got photos with Epstein everywhere. He made the fucking dude a birthday card. What are you talking about? Let me just put it up on the screen so the non-believers can see the light. Here we go. There's the birthday card at 10 feet on the National Mall in D.C. And there's Donald Trump with his best trafficking friend forever. So they don't concede often, but they did on this one. And they said 2 members of Elon Musk's Doge team working at the Social Security Administration were secretly in touch with an advocacy group seeking to overturn election results in certain states. And one signed an agreement that made them involved using Social Security data to match state voter rolls. Justice Department revealed the newly disclosed court papers. Elizabeth Shapiro, a top Justice Department official, said Social Security Administration referred both Doge employees for potential violations of the Hatch Act, which bars government employees from using their official positions for political purposes. This is what the Trump administration is admitting to, so you know it's much worse. They're just admitting to a little scratch on the surface. These people are criminal enterprises, and they all need to go to prison. All of them. But again, this is why, what was it? That racist, what's his name? The racist Steve Bannon? What did he say? Hold on, I got the audio somewhere. Hold on. It's important I play this for you so you hear. Again, when people tell you who they are, believe them. But this is Steve Bannon saying he's going to go to prison. You know, if his corrupt swine daddy, criminal swine daddy, gets out of power, he's like, we're going to prison, folks.
As God is my witness.
As God is his witness, he says he's going to prison. So listen, believe him when he says this.
As God is my witness. If we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included.
Why do you think he's going to prison? Because he knows what they're doing right now. You know, this is the most corrupt, bribe-ridden, meme-coining, digital trading card, gender-affirming trading card, Donald Trump's head on some Rambo's body, administration America's ever seen. And again, I apologize to the world because there are us in the belly of the beast that absolutely despise this dude. Trump is your boss. Shut up. Go be obedient. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, all right. Quiet, piggy. Quiet, piggy. I love people that think that's alpha and don't see that that's like, you know, his parents raised him wrongly. His parents raised him like he was a feral swine, you know. He's just an absolute swine. My God. Yeah, the empire is gone. We're watching the empire crumble right now. You can't hold alliances after this, you know. This dude is just like, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the live stream. Like, if you knew about him before politics or before The Apprentice or anything, you know, like, I think a lot of people just know him from The Apprentice. My family's from New York, so we've known this motherfucker since the 70s. You know, we knew that he was a spoiled brat, but he burns bridges. He doesn't pay his employees. He doesn't pay his contractors. He burns bridges. He sues people to quiet them. He hasn't sued anybody over the Epstein files yet for calling him a PDF file. That's interesting. But he would sue people, tie them up in court. Like, he was just a Nepo baby tyrant bully, you know? He's like a bully brat. He's a brat because his dad gave him all his wealth, but he's a bully with that wealth that he didn't earn. Speaking of people that, you know, just want stuff they didn't earn, that's Donald Trump. Nobel Peace Prize, anyone? So funny. Everybody gets a trophy president. But guys, I'm tired of hearing people say TDS. You know what you got? EDS. Do you know what EDS is? Don't go anywhere. I silenced you, but I want to tell you this. You have EDS, Epstein Derangement System. It's like ED, you know, that thing you have, even though no girl finds you interesting. And you just tack on an S, EDS, Epstein Derangement Syndrome, right? Because is that the language you speak? You need 3 little letters to sum up everything that scares you. Instead of looking in the mirror and understanding that people don't like you for you. You understand that? It has nothing to do with the alliances you made. It's your personality. You've been a shit swine since the day you were born. You just found another shit swine who was in power and you went, oh, let me suckle from that teat. That's all it is. That's what MAGA is. A bunch of personality-less fucks. Look at Joe Rogan. Look at Donald Trump. And you think any of these people think like, oh yeah, I want to sit next to him and talk. No, he's just going to tell you how he didn't poop his pants, he's not friends with Epstein, and how awesome he is for getting a Nobel Peace Prize from some broad he can't remember her name. That's all you are, MAGA. Hope you know that. The good thing is life is about learning and growing. I know you hate that. You despise that. You want to burn books. I know. But the truth is like you could learn and grow, you know? And it's easy to learn now. People have the internet on their phones. So you could like truly like learn something and then develop a fucking personality. You don't have to just mimic these PDF files that you often do. Because you know TDS came from a dude who then was locked up for minor charges. And I don't mean like small, not like minor major. I mean like against minors. That's where TDS comes from. He's been wearing a diaper since the 90s. I believe that. I can't believe you disgraced the name of Jerry Garcia. I'm going to boot you out just for misusing Jerry Garcia's name. Okay? Have some respect. Rogan is a liberal, MAGA. MAGA is so dumb. How did we get so stupid? Oh, that's right. Donald Trump got rid of the Department of Education. They cheered. They were like, we don't like them words anyways. They're too long. Too many numbers. Who keeps talking about Bill Clinton? What is wrong with you people? I don't give a shit about Donald Trump's other best friend, Bill Clinton. I don't care about Epstein or Bill Clinton. You must forget, he's a Democrat from New York. A rich kid. He's a brat, spoiled brat, Democrat from New York. Good friends with the Clintons. How do you think he has this photo of him grabbing Bubba there? Grabbing Bubba by the nussy. By the dussy. I should call it a dussy. Trump's mouth is watering. They're all going down. They're all going to prison. Talking about Bill derangement syndrome. He's got Bill derangements. Oh. All right, guys. Trump to dump. Oh yeah. Rip Bob Weir. What hearing today? I don't think Luigi had a hearing today. I love you. I love you. If everyone in the files go to prison, there'd be no one left on TV. Exactly. Put them all in prison. Then we can fucking finally do stuff. Get off your phones. I'm going to force you to get off your phones. I'm going to end the live stream. Justin, let me just take a minute because I am a vibe coach, so I have to stay to my Hippocratic vibe coach oath. I have to stay to my vibe coach oath. And when you say stuff like, nah, he just hates the left and the right, but he's for America, smiley laugh, what you don't understand is the left and right are anti-American. They're corporatists. They just take all their money and write all their laws from whatever the lobbyists for these corporations do. Like I said, this isn't a Greenland war. This is the Silicon Valley war. This is the Silicon Valley Six, the Titans, the robber barons who are wealthier than the robber barons of today, forcing Trump to give them the rare earth minerals they need to make a new seasonal iPhone that you have to fucking rent from them. Understand me, man. You think it's national security, you fucking dumb fuck? We have bases on Greenland. Russia's closer to Alaska. That makes no sense. I mean, unless you're in 8th grade. And if you are, then get the fuck off this live stream. This is too old for you. You're in sinking waters. That's what you are, Justin, because you moron. I say this all the time. The Democrats are not going to give you universal health care, okay? And Obamacare, just so you know, before you start chirping about that, that's a Heritage Foundation. You know the Project 2025 guys? The Heritage Foundation created Obamacare. I'm not going into it right now. Just look it up. You have the internet. I know you do. You're here. So put a brain wrinkle in today, okay? But you need to understand that both these political parties are the same two fucking wings on one bird. They are poison to America. They're not working for you. They work for the Silicon Valley, the big pharma, the big oil. That's why they're going to Venezuela. And then they met with big oil right after and said, here you guys go. Thank you for your donations to our campaign. And now all the Silicon Six who were at his inauguration. What do you think they need? Rare earth minerals. Why do you think they're doing green? Like, are you this fucking dumb? Do you really believe, like, the news is like, well, it could be national security concerns? Nobody's believing that shit. You know? I know fucking flies that aren't stupid like that. Come on. Put a brain wrinkle in today. Right, Kristen? Yo, we gotta let them know. Wrinkle that fucking brain up. You know what I'm talking about. Start shooting them fucking, what are those things? Synapses, whatever. You know, the electricity that runs through your brain? Make a fucking new pathway, my friend. I'm going to inspire you. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to get a brain wrinkle. You're going to look it up. You're going to be like, oh, God damn, he was right. All the Silicon people were right front row in his inauguration, and they all need rare earth minerals. Oh, Jesus, he was right. Ah. And then the brain's going to go, Wee. And you're going to go, I got to take this red hat off. It's suffocating my brain. You're going to take your MAGA hat off, and then you're going to be called woke, which doesn't mean what you think it is. I know most people use woke as like everything that scares me because I'm a basic dickhead, but woke means like you're waking up to the lies that they've been telling you. It's a good thing. Dummy. Wait, what? They should show what country YouTube accounts are from. Oh, Watson, I love you. But here's the thing. Elon Musk is a complete fucking moron. That's why he did that on Twitter, because he's like, oh, I got a good idea, which he's never fucking had, you know. Says a lot, still never had one. I still think it's funny that, remember when Elon Musk was like, what if we had a tube under the ground that could transport you places? And everyone was like, you mean like the subway? And he's like, no, we're not going to call it that. We're going to call it the Boring Company. And everyone's like, you mean this? Are you trying to create a subway? And he's like, no, imagine avoiding traffic underground in a vehicle. And people were like, you're describing the subway. It's a system that already exists. It's well underfunded because our tax money is going to your stupid ideas. I still think that's one of the most funny fucking, and by the way, the Boring Company is totally out of commission. But I think it's so funny that so many people glommed on to the dumbest idea that isn't a new idea ever. But this is what this is what we're up against, folks. This is like fucking Planet of the Apes almost, you know, except like the apes are actually kind of smart. So it's like Planet of the Swine. Planet of the Swine. We're in Planet of the Swine because these swine are kind of smart. Yeah, but they don't have thumbs. So Planet of the Swine. You know, these are thumbless Roganites, knuckle draggers. But oh, Watson, they should show what country YouTube accounts are from. I 100%. You know what? This is one time we could use AI. Let's develop a web feature, an add-on. Maybe I'll look into this. We'll develop an add-on that will expose other accounts and where their actual location is. I think that would do the world some good. What do you think? What do you think? I think that could do some world some good. Vacuum sealed subway for faster travel. Yeah, brilliant. The Boring Company is defunct. Go watch what's his name? Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot on YouTube has highly documented all of Elon Musk's failures, and there's many of them. But just in case you know, that place out in LA or where the fuck was it? Vegas is it's an underground tunnel where his cars just go on a loop, and then the suction subway the suction subway that he invented doesn't exist. That's why you can't take it, you fucking dummy. God, I can't have people coming in here doing this misinformation. David, what are you, fucking a Tesla robot? Because remember, the Tesla robots weren't robots. They were humans dressed as a robot dancing. That's why I called you a Tesla robot, in case you're too stupid to understand. This is Idiocracy. I've never seen that movie in full, but I've heard a lot about it. Okay, guys. Damn, we've been going for a long time. I didn't realize that. See, but I could stay here forever with you. Dusty, Chief, Zoo. I don't know if that was enough zoos. Sunshine Euphoria. Daniel. Who else is here? It's free on YouTube. Oh, is it, Duffy? I didn't know that. I like when YouTube puts free movies up. I will admit that. There's some good ones on here. I could spend forever with you guys. You know what? Someday, listen, if you guys hit subscribe hard enough and then the notification bell, I could just go live like Hassan does. He just goes live all day. I'd love to do that. We could have a poetry moment. We could have the Luigi Mangione moment where we just get up to date with everything with Luigi. Give a treat to the kitty. I will. Tomorrow, Dusty, you have to see the black cat. I can show you the black cat. She's big now. She's not a baby anymore. All the rest of them found forever homes, and they're with friends, so I get to see them, if that makes sense. If you don't know, we had a bunch of kittens, and they've all found forever homes. But tomorrow, the black cat does not... Oh, Caleb, that's very, very sweet of you. You're much better than Hassan. I'm not. I really... Listen... He's a well thought out, here's what I like about Hassan is he'll admit when he's wrong or fucked up or, here's something you need to know about me. Because you don't have to believe in Jesus. That's fine. I don't care. Okay. I do. I'm an ordained reverend. I'm a former addict. I've been homeless. I've experienced, a lot of tragedy in my life. And that's why I say we could live a better life. It's very easy. We don't have to suffer like this. The rich people aren't, trust me. And it's time they felt a little pain. But I really like people who can admit when they're wrong and apologize. It's very hard to do. As somebody who's had to do that myself once. That's a joke. I've never done that. No, I'm just fucking with you. But I really, I admire that because I know that's a difficult thing. And especially in today's, viral age, you see people doubling down on trying to be right. Like this twat. And I hate that, if you listen to him talk, this is the thing that really bugs me about him. He's always right. It's always the best. Never been better. If you're suffering, you're an idiot because everybody's doing great and healthcare's the best and the country is amazing and we have the most friends ever. And it just sounds like one of those kids in elementary school who's like, I live in a cloud and I have the best tree fort and my dad buys me all of the cake for dinner. And you're just like, Jesus Christ, man, make your lives believable. And that really bugs me. I don't like that. And you don't either. Here's the thing. I know this about you. You don't want to have a friend who's always like, I'm the best and isn't life the best? And, while you're like, I'm going to my second fucking jobs just so I could buy an egg later. It's like, we have eyes. We have ears. The country's in shit. All of our allies have abandoned us. You're invading countries and kidnapping their presidents so the oil tycoons can have more money. And now you're going to fuck with Greenland because your Silicon Valley boys want more money. It's like, how about some healthcare for your people? So nobody, even MAGA's going to pretend like, oh no, everything he says is just fucking stellar. It's like, shut up. No, nobody wants a friend that they're always bragging about everything that, you know what I mean? It's like, he's like, I got the Nobel Peace Prize. No, you didn't. You stole it from a woman. You couldn't even remember her name. Like, shut the fuck up. And that's irritating. And I know you know that's irritating. That's irritating to you, MAGA, because if there's anything I know about MAGA, it's they want to be right. So if he's right, you can't be right unless you fall in line with him. And that's why you've perverted your whole personality to just worship and be obedient. But when I want you to think about this in terms of like people you know, right? There's always the one-upper, right? That used to be like a term we used in like the 2000s. Like, oh, here comes the one-upper, you know? That's MAGA. Everything's just one up. Oh, eggs are the cheapest. Gas is the cheapest. Oh, yeah? How's your healthcare? Is that the cheapest? Why don't you talk about something I fucking give a fuck about? How's homes? How's the first-time home buyer age? Is that the lowest it's ever been? Oh, you know what's the lowest it's ever been? Our lifespans in America. You know what isn't? How much we pay for healthcare. It's like, you don't want to hear some dude just bragging about himself all day long. Well, maybe you do, and that's why you're listening to Joe Rogan, because God knows he does that. But I mean, normal people are like, okay, yeah, yep, you're the best. No, sir, you don't smell like rotted roast beef. You smell like flowers. No, sir, yep, okay. It's like, you have to do that when you're at work anyways. I know, you got to pretend, oh, you're so funny, boss. That was a good pun you did. It's like, I understand. We got to do that at work. We don't want to be Americans and come home and fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what our government's demanding of us. Demanding that we just sit at their fucking sweat and obey, that we worship and kneel fealty to the crown of fucking rotund motherfuckers, and it's just not the truth. There's nobody, even Elon Musk, for you Elon Musk worshipers, and you think, oh, he had such a good life. Dad had an emerald mine, always rich. He got to illegally immigrate to America from South Africa, and then he became a billionaire, and he didn't found Tesla or PayPal or any of that shit. He just bought his way in like Twitter. But even if you think he's had a great life, let me share something with you. You can look this up. I did a whole live stream on it because it was fucking hilarious, because Elon Musk's family tree is a circle. Elon's dad hates him, like despises him. And you know how I know? Because Elon's dad married Elon's stepsister. So he has like a sister mom, which fucked him up. That's gotta hurt, Elon. We know why you are the way that you are. You got a dad-sized hole in your heart, and you got a sister mom. This has gotta be weird for anybody. That's why you never want to introduce your family. That's why when you see Elon, he's only with his mother, because his dad hates him. So see, my point in sharing that with you, because Elon doesn't want to tell you that, I'm sharing that with you, that Elon's dad, Errol Musk, you can look all of this up. Errol Musk married Elon's stepsister. He has a sister mom. That's real life. Imagine being in that family. Holy shit, you do not want to go to Thanksgiving. You're like, hey, sis, mom. Hey, mom, sis. Chip off the old block. Weird. Are you doing, Dad? Oh, gross. You don't want to be around that. And Elon doesn't either. That's why you never see him with his dad. He'll bring his mom to events, but Elon has a very, very deep hurt. That's why $1 trillion can't make him happy. So this is how you know when he starts barking and chirping about how great everything is, that's not real life. Look at the weather. Storms come, storms go. Okay? Just like fascist empires. Mussolini still ain't in charge of Italy. Hate to break it to you guys. And as soon as Mick Twitler fucking, we're reading his big, beautiful obituary, shit's gonna change. Billionaires are just royalty with different names. The Epstein class. Justin, oh, poor dummy. I'm showing you where he comes from. Like father, like son. Ever heard of that? Do you not understand how the family dynamic works? If your dad's a dick, most likely you're going to be a dick. You do not know that? Ah, look, you learned something. We got a wrinkle in your brain, Justin. You're going to keep learning. I'm glad. You know what, Justin? You keep coming back. You're asking the right questions. You really are. We're going to teach you. All right, guys. What was I going to say? By the way, so I'm Rob. I do a live stream commentary, entertainment, vibe coach. I really try to vibe coach. Like, Justin, you need a vibe coach. I feel like you're probably in your mid-20s, you know, you were a little Rogan curious. You saw them nipples dip into the ice bath and you just, you know, started throbbing. And we're gonna win you back from that fascist elitist class. You don't want to align yourself with the elites. They'll just use you for fertilizer. You know, let's be serious. They don't care about you. You don't have enough commas. Understand? So Justin, we're gonna win you back to the working class because there is only one war. I know I said it's a Silicon Valley war in Greenland, but there's only one true war, and that's the class war. And I will be your reverend. I'm an ordained reverend. That's not a joke. I have a church, and I will bestow blessings for free. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not going to extort anybody. But I also live life, you know. I know what it is to suffer. So that's why I don't want people to. And I hope you don't either, you know. Some of these people just get off on others suffering, just being an oppressor. And the thing is they're going to find out one day there is somebody tougher that thinks like them and is going to treat them, you know, in a way Karma would. You ever met that girl Karma? I used to work with her. That's no joke. Her name was Karma. I loved her. She was a good homie. She was a fire starter and a pyromaniac, but she was a good homie. So just be careful. Karma's out there. And Darren is a sociopath. I believe it. Oh, yeah. Darren comes in here every day. He's a MAGA. I didn't see him, Cage. Let me silence that Fruit Loop. Get out of here, Darren. No offense to Fruit Loops. Delicious, poisonous cereal. I'm assuming it's poison because it's made by Kellogg's. But anyways, we just don't know anymore. The government has been the least transparent in all of history, I would assume. We are working class. I'm a political artist and disabled trans in Chicago. Solidarity. I love you, Dusty. Fucking real one. And that's the other thing. Can I just share my thoughts on these people? Because I work with a lot of trans people. I'm well immersed in the trans community, like firsthand intimate knowledge, friendships, and not just virtual like Dusty. But let me just share something with you. Because I think the people that fucking hate on anybody that's expressing themselves in any fucking way are the most anti-American traitors. Because for you to, and this is always, the irony is never lost to me, for you to say this is the land of the free, then turn around and say, don't be who you are, is not the land of the free. And I need to make that point. Because this is the other thing I do. I'm not only a vibe coach, but I plant seeds. So listen to me closely. I'm about to plant a seed and you'll never be able to unhear this. This is the other part of me being an ordained reverend. I can cast magical spells, okay? It's what Jesus wanted. I'm planting a seed right now. Every time you say land of the free, freest in the world, anything you say with free, you're going to trigger yourself into understanding that when you tell people not to be who they are, express how they feel, or fucking, you know, worship or be any of those cosmic fucking ways that humans are so beautiful in, just because you don't understand, because it triggers your ego that you can't comprehend it, so it's a threat to you, or maybe it is you, and you don't know if you're going to be able to have to, whatever the fucking excuses. I want you to, every time you say, America's the freest in the world, we're the land of the free, home of the brave, you're not. But all of my fucking trans family out there, they are. Because in your face, they are expressing who they are, and they are not going to fucking cow down or back down from you. And that is real expression of freedom. That is being the fucking land of the free, the home of the brave. And I fucking have the utmost respect to anybody who's still willing in this fucking political climate and temperature to go out and be who they are and not let some fucking tyrant tell them otherwise. So, don't you fucking tell me what I know, Chris. I'm gonna shut your mouth for 24 hours. I love it. I'm like, you understand freedom means free to be who you are? And they're like, get out of America. I've had like 6 people tell me, you're making my point. You're making my point. I love you. I love you. All the people telling me to get out of America because I'm saying you should be free to be who you want. And you're like, get out of here. You're making my point. You want to live in Russia. That's why you worship Putin's puppet. You can't tell, but back here is Putin's hand. It's going right up. That's why you worship Putin's puppet. That's why you love this authoritarian shit. You'd be happier in a different country. Not I. I like the freedom. I'm not threatened by my trans fams. I'm not. I love it. Most beautiful people in the world. And all your responses, get out of America? It's so funny. Oh, it's so funny. Justin, they are free to be who they are, but don't tell me I have to bow down. Buddy, no, this is where, like, I don't know if Jordan Peterson led you astray, you know, telling you about lobsters mating rituals, which anybody that does that, you know, check their browser history. But Justin, the only one telling you to obey and bow down is him. Do you not understand? He literally has said this. He's told you to stop talking about the Epstein files. You're stupid and weak if you do. That is saying, obey me or you're not with me. That is the literal obey or you're not us. It's so amazing. I got to spell this out. But Justin, you're learning a lot today. You're learning a lot. You really are. This is growth. You know those pains you're feeling? Those outside of your little comfort zone pains you're feeling? That's called growing, Justin. You're growing. And I'm glad. We're going to save you from being a fascist swine.
Watch me cook on this one.
Thank you, R.M. Brown. I am cooking right now. You are now trans. Dusty, you know what the funniest thing about that is these people are terrified of that. They're so terrified. They think it's like we sprinkle fucking pixie dust on them. These people are the most fragile fucking snowflakes I've ever met in my life. Oh, and God bless them, because you know what? We got to rescue some of these motherfuckers like Justin. Bigots are cowards. That is true. Arrogant. What was the saying that I had? I forget. It's like cowardice is arrogance in camouflage. Something like that. That's all it is. When you see these people chirping like they're hot shit, you know, they couldn't even win a peace prize without stealing from a woman. They're doing that because they're insecure. That's it. Insecurity is arrogance in camouflage. So when you see people being arrogant, it just means they're insecure. That's it. They're highly insecure of probably how they look. Look at that. Who dresses like that? Jesus Christ, buddy. Buy the next size up. Don't tuck in a golf shirt, okay? Look at him. He looks like tons of fun over here. I bet everybody's calling him Lunchbox. Hey, what's up, Lunchbox? Nice fucking hat, loser. And he's like, my dad has money. All right. I don't get why anybody who doesn't agree with like what you're saying are staying in the chat. JT, it's because they're like foreign agents. Have you not been paying attention to the news? It's okay. I'm deep in the weeds of the news. But a lot of right now what's happening in America with these MAGA influencers and MAGA little bots and trolls is they're actually paid foreign agitators. This is a major psyop. Remember, he is a Russian asset. He has a Slovenian wife. Putin's got tapes on this dude. He has to do what Russia and fucking Israel says. So with that and his billions in crypto money, they're paying people outside of America. That's why somebody said, I wish we could see where all these account locations are based, because you would see that most of them are foreign agents, foreign actors trying to flood the chats. That's why they're botting Ass Man Gold and Ben Shapiro and Tim Pool. Tim Pool admitted, he said, I'm a victim of Russia. They paid me millions of dollars. I'm like, Tim, you're the only fucking moron who's a victim by becoming a millionaire. Like, what are you talking about? You're not a victim. You know, I would have spun that. I would have been like, haha, I knew it was Russia and I took all their money, bitches. You know, like, he's so dumb. He called himself a victim becoming a millionaire with dirty Russian money. Again, if you get your news from Tim Pool, you are a fucking idiot. My God. God won't help you. He's abandoned you. That's what he said. He said, fucking, I didn't give the Tin Man a heart, and I certainly didn't give you a fucking brain. But these are foreign agents. And what they're meant, their whole purpose is to make you think that you wanting healthcare, you wanting a living wage, you wanting to purchase a house off one job. Anybody who works 40 hours a week should be able to buy a home, have healthcare, get a higher education, and go on multiple vacations. That used to be a fucking thing called the American dream, and that is no longer. That is no longer. It does not exist. One job, 40 hours a week, multiple vacations, healthcare, higher education. That could be done. And that's not greedy. That's not wanting somebody else's money. That's wanting what we're worth, what we've earned, instead of being exploited by these billionaires. And what Donald Trump and his Russian and Israeli masters are doing are flooding the comments to make you think that he's more popular than he is. He's not popular. I don't even know what his fucking approval ratings are, but people despise this dude. But online, what they realized is they could have, do you see all these no photo accounts? You see them? These are fucking foreign agent accounts. They're meant to try and keep you quiet, that what he says is popular, what Russian wants him to do and Tim Pool to say is popular. So you go, oh, maybe I'm the odd man out. Because they understand that a psyop works by mass populating, mass influencing. Look at Twitter. Twitter's the same thing. There are 1 million follower accounts that are in Russia, in Southeast Asia. They're fucking fake. They're not American. They say, Donald Trump's my president, MAGA first American, and they're not American. But they've convinced you. They've convinced the world that the online place is real. This is why we're talking about that Jason Lang dude. The Jewish guy who's now a white supremacist, he thought he had a big following online. That's why he was like, we're doing this march, and no one showed up, because it turns out the Russians couldn't show up. Kirk does win the gun debate. Well, Tom, I heard Charlie Clan won the gun debate by a long shot. Anybody else hear that? So just when you see this stuff, these people saying like, I love Trump 2028. It's not real. That's why I tell these people, or I used to say, go do your own live stream. Make a short video, show your face. Go outside and let me hear the sirens. Make sure that they're not Russian sirens or Southeast Asia sirens. Just go make a video. Don't even show your face, you coward. Just go make a video. Go do a live stream and show me outside your house. Go to your downtown. Prove you're in America. And none of them have. I've been doing this live stream for almost 2 years. None of them have. None of them. They're not fucking real. And I need to embolden you and make you confident that this psyop is not working. And I'll call them out all the time. And the challenge still goes. All you Trump TDSers, go do a live stream. Tag me. I'll show up. Show your face and say what you believe. Prove you're in America. It's easy. I do it every fucking weekday. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. None of these cowards will do it. They're all chicken shit swines. They're just obedient. They can't do a live stream. Number one, because they're outside the country. Putin probably won't let them. But number two, they have to wait for him to mama bird their food and regurgitate it down their throat. And then they can say stuff. They don't have any thought. So remember that. They are doing a massive psyop on you to distract you from the Epstein files. You know, his best friend. They're both best friends with him. Fuck both of them. Put them both in prison. I don't care. But this is what I mean. So just remember that. Justin, I am a labor organizer. In fact, this is what I do all the fucking time, Justin. It's adorable that you don't know your ass from your elbow, but keep coming back, buddy. We're going to teach you. I hope you're young and not old, because if you're old, old dogs aren't good at tricks. Thank you, Dusty. Dusty, just shut any motherfucker up you want to. Hey, what's up, G-Ma? Good to see you. You're coming in at the end, G-Ma. You're coming in at the end. It was a good one. You got to go back. It's a zoo. Yup, it's a global assive. Is that a new word, or did you misspell something? Because if that's assive, if that's a word, I want to. Oh, man, not again. Oh, Gma, well, what time are you around tomorrow? If I have to plan a live stream around Gma coming in, I'll do it. I will, and I'm not kidding. Gma, tell me what East Coast time you want me to go live. See, I cater to my family members. I love my subscribers. Gma, I'm not kidding. Tell me, what time are you around tomorrow? But do it in East Coast time. I know you're not here, but just give me a Johnny, I'm not talking to you. Show some respect when Gma gets in the chat. God damn it. Charlie Kirk's soul is actually in hell. I saw him there, was experiencing an NDE. And Satan kept making him gargle. Oh, people don't know what NDE means? Yeah, near-death experience. There's a whole niche of YouTubers that do NDEs. It's very interesting. 2 East? Yeah, that's so funny. That's like what time I went today. Yeah, I'll do that. So let's plan for 2 o'clock tomorrow, guys. Is that cool? So Gma can jump in the chat and I can see how I'm doing. Gma's very critical of me. Listen, this is the other thing, and Gma will attest to this. She'll tell me when, this wasn't the best. That was a good one. What about this? I love that. I love the criticism. You know why? Because that's how you get better. That's how you challenge yourself, hearing criticism. It can't be great all the time, and I understand that. Trust me, I have days where I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. I just worked from 4 a.m. till now. I'm doing a live stream. I'm trying to get all my news in. I'm also a parent. I'm also a husband. I'm also a labor organizer. There's a lot going on in life, but I always try to make time to do this live stream every single weekday and hear the criticisms. Not you maggots. MAGATS. You guys don't bring real criticisms. You're just like, why don't you leave America? And it's like, why? Because I said the land of the free, you should be able to express yourself? Like, no, I'm not debating with fucking second graders, and that's an insult to second graders. You have no fucking formal education that should dictate you to have a conversation with people. Just wait for this guy to say something and then repeat it. BCJ. Zen Ali's here. I don't come in without a moderator. Oh, then hold on. There you go, Zen Ali. Talk again. Say something again, Zen Ali. Because if you're saying you won't come in without a moderator, let's put a little blue wrench on your name. Put some respect on it. Zen Ali's been here for a while, right, Dusty? Don't make me revoke it, Zen. Actually, I don't really give a shit what the mods do. I've had people come in the comments being like, you deleted me. Shut up. I trust my mods. I miss my wife so much that I wish I hadn't experienced that, though. It's like losing her again. Oh, wait a minute. Caleb, are you serious? Hold on. I'm missing some stuff. I really actually want to... Honest questions, rarely critical. Well, Gma, critical as in you have a critical eye, which I appreciate. Hold on. I really did experience something I believe to be heaven, though. I felt my wife's soul and presence for the first time. Did you lose your wife? Oh, my God. You're going to make me cry. Zen Ali, there you go. You got your wrench. So now you can, now don't worry. You can come in here. Hold on. Where is Caleb? This is so fascinating. I miss my wife so much that I wish I hadn't experienced that. Jesus Christ, Caleb, you're gonna break my heart. I don't know if I could do this story right now. Yeah, 23 years ago, she was 2 minutes. Oh my God, I don't know. You might make me cry. I don't know if I could do this. Caleb, can you join our Discord and can you and I talk and then maybe you come on and you share this if you're okay with sharing it. It's just I've lost a lot of, the reason I say this is I've lost a lot of family members, close people to me, and they visit me too. So that's powerful. I can't believe you shared that. Oh my God, you fucking that. you're just breaking my heart. I just couldn't imagine my life without my wife. So Caleb, maybe we'll, of course, I'm in the hospital after that NDE at the moment, but I'm sure my kids could explain how to do that. Okay, yeah. Well, just so you know, I try to link in every live stream our Discord and all the links I plan to talk about. So once the video uploads, if you go to the description, you'll see join the Discord. You click that and we have a whole, you'll just get invited and you just have to download the app. But it'd be fascinating to learn more about what you're saying. I just think any human could relate to that. If somebody had a near-death experience, all that means is you saw the afterlife. You died for a little bit and you went somewhere and people talk about it. People share it online all the time. I'm not kidding. You can look it up on YouTube. I do all the time. That's fascinating. My heart, this is a weird way to end the live because that makes my heart hurt. You lost your wife 23 years ago and she came to you in NDE. Oh my God. That's fucking, you're just tearing. It's okay. Don't worry. It's just, it's an interesting thing, man. And you know what? She's with you. She's with you. She knows. She's with you. God damn, that's so powerful. I just need a minute. like I need a minute after hearing your story. I died for 7 minutes when I felt 5 stories in 22. Jesus Christ. Did you have any experience after, Michael? I'm glad I survived mine too, to meet my partner. See, that's amazing. Jesus, so, oh my God, all you guys have these experiences. Good God. We're going to have to, okay, so tomorrow we're going to go live at 2. If other people can meet up, maybe we can talk more about these NDEs, because this is fascinating, and I didn't know how many people in here had one or something like it. Oh, you know what I'm going to do today? Soulless. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well, bud. I'm going to do a whole thing on our Discord because you can create channels. We have like free therapy, book club, movie recommendations, YouTube recommendations, organizing, community, what is it, J666? Community resources. We have a bunch of stuff on there for people to connect, and we have an art tab. So I'll do an NDE one because I think this is so fascinating. And who that is living life wouldn't want to understand what other people who have crossed over experienced. So fascinating. You have absolutely no respect for people lying about heaven and hell after their deaths. How do you know they're lying? This has been studied by like top scientists. You know what I mean? Like, if you know anything about this niche, this isn't something that's like, you know, a Steven Spielberg movie. This is like, people really have studied this only because people who have had NDE, near-death experiences, when they come back, they'll say shit where the doctors will even be like, you couldn't have known that. So it's not like, I don't know. I would just say open your mind. That's it. I'm not even going to argue with you because there's no convincing closed-minded people. There's another vibe coach fucking moment. There's no convincing closed-minded people. Okay? Double tap the screen. Share, subscribe. Much appreciated. Oh, Corey Gregory. Appreciate you. Where have you been hiding this whole time? Just popping in at the end saying stuff like that. That is very sweet of you, and I appreciate you, Corey, and I hope you come back. And there's Sunshine Euphoria. They reject the facts. You know, that's it's a pretty typical thing of some closed-minded people. They like to say, nope, only what I believe. I don't care what anything said. I don't listen to scientists. I go to veterinarians for my medical information. I go to people who studied animals for my facts. Oh, Jesus. The irony is just not lost on me, and Joe Rogan being like, I'm not going to listen to doctors, but I'll listen to animal doctors. It's like, are you fucking dumb? How did you get $1 billion, Joe? You were so stupid. You just fell fucking upward, didn't you? God damn. Anyways. I've been hiding under a rock. All right. Well, as long as you poked your head out and let us know that you're here, it's good to have you here. So I'm very thankful that you did comment. I very, very much am. And I only say this because sometimes, like right now, we got like 50 people here, but sometimes we'll have like 200-300 people here, and there's like the same 6 people just saying the same bullshit over and over, and I'm tired of it. So it's good to have conversations with good people. Hold on. What is going on? Certainly not one of humanity's most primitive and savage thoughts and memories. Rob, got any advice for addressing this dire situation? What's the dire situation? I must have missed. I'm sorry, I missed some of the chat. I'll go back. Then we'll share playlists where useful. I'm also creating a collaborative playlist with my sister to save good stuff that guides, educates people against what's going on here in the U.S. Oh, awesome. So wait. So what's the advice for the dire situation? I don't understand that. And thank you, Corey. Appreciate you. I hope you hit subscribe and the notification bell, because I do have to wrap it up. Oh shit, yeah. I get to go, guys. But much love, much respect. Hit subscribe.